I'm now in Mendoza after a 3-hour bus ride where I got asked to leave by a policeman halfway. But I'm just arrived into the hostel where I'll be staying for the next, well, I've booked one night. I just want to see what it's like. And it's only £6.50 a night to stay, which is cheap. And it's not too bad in there. I just need to work out if the Wi-Fi is decent for me to do my work. But I'll show you that when I get back. And all I thought I'd do is go have a walk around, get a feel for the place, and already I can feel the big city vibe. After the last few places I've been to, this has got lots of traffic, lots of people, but this is, I think, one of the back streets. Now the hostels in Mendoza are all roughly about £7-8, and the windmill where I'm staying has got free breakfast. That's a bonus. So the bus journey down here was eventful. I had a little snooze and then got woken up by a policeman who wanted to see my ID. He was checking everybody else's ID, and then he wasn't happy with what he saw, so he asked me to accompany him out of the bus. Went into a building, and it was me and an Italian guy. And seemingly, and thank God to the Italian guy who could speak Spanish and then translated everything. We both found out both of our passports didn't have an entry stamp. And because there is a bit of a crackdown in Argentina for illegal immigrants, they wanted to check that we weren't staying here illegally. So it was about 20 minutes of them going through our passports. They didn't even ask us any questions, and the bus driver was getting really angry. Not to the point of being arrested, but enough to say, we've got passengers on the bus, we need to get to our destination. So yeah, 20 minutes of just standing around outside this building. I was very confused because I know my passport had been stamped when I arrived in Buenos Aires on the ferry from Uruguay. Yeah, it's busy around here, but in the end they just gave our passports back. I had to sign for it for some reason, and yeah, that was a new thing for me. I was slightly amused, going, what's happening? What's going on? So Mendoza is either 4th or 5th biggest city in Argentina, depending on which website you look at. I am planning on being here for about 4 days, maybe 3, depending on what I get up to. Now in the hostel itself, you've got these things advertised of what you can do. There's got prices next to it, and they're all not cheap. So I think the cheapest thing is the city tour, which I'm going to be doing probably tomorrow. And although Mendoza is famous for its wine, and I mean big time famous for its wine. It's a big wine region, the area. I might look at seeing if I can get a bike, push bike, and have a little ride around. So the last big city I went to was probably Rosario. What was that, 3 weeks ago? So it's a little bit overwhelming. Not in a bad way, just trying to get used to traffic everywhere. Oh, there's a park. Awesome. Now before everybody starts thinking, what about your passport? Are you illegal? So I did check my passport when I got on the bus and it has been stamped, but the guy who stamped it didn't have enough ink on it, so it's very faded. So I'm hoping that when I do leave Argentina that it's on the computer system. Not too sure how it works. That's a big rock for a statue. Now this is a nice area, quiet. So I am going to be doing the city tour tomorrow. I saw one of the buses earlier on, just down there, going along. It's probably the best way to go around and see the city. Now look at that building. Banco. Well, it's a bank. An old bank. I might have to have a look at a map to see where I'm going. At that moment I'm just wandering aimlessly around. And there's a city bus that I'll be on tomorrow. Probably not that one. Right, I've looked at the map. There is a bigger park down this way. And while I remember, I've not actually said thank you to people who have donated to my Buy Me a Coffee page. So I have got people who have donated lately to my page. Obviously got to read them off my phone. Gustavo, Pat and Trish from Essex, Peter Hartman, and they're only the latest ones. There is a few more that I've not mentioned from a while ago. I keep forgetting to say thank you to all these people, and there are some people who have not left names, but thank you, because your donations actually help me travel. Could be even handier if I've got to pay a fine for leaving the country. That's not going to happen. And if you want to donate to my Buy Me a Coffee page, there's a link in the descriptions. And the bigger park is just a street away. Yeah, when you think about all the places I've been to lately, they've all been smaller, more compact. And drivers that don't get excited when you cross the road. This looks quite cool. It's a pedestrian side. Leading to a fountain up there. Now an update on my missing tooth that got taken out. last week. God, it feels ages ago. Still tender, still repairing itself. I'm still on soft foods, chewing very, very carefully, but there's no pain-ish. So it looks like it's all good. So this is the edge of the pedestrian area. Oh, there's a nice little tourist map there. Plenty to see. Right, across this road. Now, because I am in Mendoza, oh, there's a big park. It would be very rude of me not to have a glass of wine to try some of the local produce, because it'll be cheap. But I've not had any alcohol for 4 weeks now. 4 weeks. That was since my birthday, and that was in Uruguay. I am being such a good person. Oh my God, that fountain looks amazing. Look at that. Wow. Right, that needs an Instagram picture taken. This is quite a peaceful area. There's a walkway that takes you behind the fountain. Come on, let's go up this way. So you've got the name of the park there, Espacio Cultural Plaza Independencia. And then you've got the city sign, I love Mendoza, of which I'll go and get a quick photograph with that. And there's a city bus again up there. Is that the same one? Or is there just lots of them? There's a couple of them. So this must be the main place where you start off with. That building behind looks beautiful. Right, I want to find out how much these are. 43,000 Argentinian pesos it will cost for a 24-hour ticket. As usual, they're all hop on, hop off. I might have to dig deep into my finances and do it, because I looked at the map. Some of it is not walking distance at all. So I've just thought that I will stay in the windmill. As I said, it looks decent enough. You're going to see it in a minute when I go back. And it looks like you can hire bikes here as well. Might have to look online with that one. I think I'll head back to the hostel, because if I'm going to be staying there for 3 or 4 nights, I might as well go to a supermarket, get some food to last me the 3 days. That way I will save money, which means I can afford to go on a hop on, hop off bus. This is quite cool. Where the fountain is, underneath is the theatre. Wow. I didn't realise how far I'd walked. But I've gone further down on the pedestrian side. This looks like the restaurant area. Ooh, 35,000. Yeah. quite busy-ish. Craft market. Right, I'm back at the hostel. Let's have a look at what a cheap hostel in Mendoza looks like. Hola. So this is the reception, which we get breakfast in the morning. This takes you to the kitchen. Plenty of space for my food. Right, gotta remember which way I've got to go for my room. Yep. There you go. 8-man room, 2 toilets, 2 showers. You can tell I've just dumped my stuff off. And then from reception, you've got this outdoor area where you can chill. Now next door is a hostel as well. Oh my god, there's a Welsh flag. That must be a bar. Keep away from there. But yeah, so this outdoor area is shared between the 2 hostels, I'm assuming. Somewhere nice to sit on a night time, chill. So that was a quick look at Mendoza. I am going to go back in and book an extra 2 nights. Oh, that was a long walk I did. But tomorrow I am going to do the city bus, just see the sights of the city itself, and then the day after might get a bike and just go out, who knows. But if you've enjoyed this little walk, then all you got to do is press that like button. If you want to see what else is out there in the city, subscribe. But until the next time, bye bye for now.